right, we want to welcome you to episode 118. Discover a palette of possibilities to turn your dream into a reality. So they've said for centuries that the rules of the world are black and white, but they're really not. They're a plethora of colors and shapes, sounds, and people, plus any combination of those you decide to create from them. The most powerful combination that you can utilize is the combination of friends and associates that you allow to inhabit your reality. They are the true source of your internal power and give you the ability to see the world as a place of wonderment and choices. Whether it be the narratives around you or those of what you have been taught to believe. Each and every limitation you add to your palette bleeds into the other colors surrounding it. In many cases, dulling the finished product, the painting, the sculpture, the life's dream that you've been trying to create. So I'm happy you decided to join the conversation today. And as we explore the variety of colors you may have in your disposal and don't even realize it. If this is your first live stream that you've seen from us, drop a hashtag first time in the comments. And if you're just catching the replay, then please hashtag replay. And either way, we'll circle around and say hi. So go ahead and tell us in the comments where you're listening from. We love to hear from our local and our global community, where you're coming from. We have touched souls across this planet, and we want that number to constantly multiply. So, have you ever felt trapped in your own patterns? Stuck in some black mirror, endless loop? What seems the ultimate Groundhog Day, but it's actually your life? You can seem to be, we can seem to be our own worst enemy. Yesterday's presumptions shape your attitudes both today and tomorrow. And that in itself limits you. So it was Einstein that said, you cannot solve a problem with the same thought process that was part of creating that problem. Or sometimes there's another variation of it, which goes, if you want to change the system, you have to have a solution from outside the system. Because anything within this system is part of the original system. And you won't even know if it's changed. Maybe you just build another system or another product of the old system, or maybe it's an illusion of real change. When you deceive yourself into thinking that it changed. So these principles, they're basically common sense, of course, but it brings up the whole concept of what it means thinking or searching outside the box. Is it even possible if we've been defined by the box with all of our own prejudices, our beliefs and assumptions? And what we shrug off as common sense, well, it means that it's common, which means that it's something that everybody else agrees about. Now, that may be very nice for popularity and for not making any waves, but it's not necessarily great for innovation, for real change. And that's what we're discussing today, your innovation, the innovation of you. And first, you have to have a box in order to think out of that box. So what's your box? In other words, who are you? And if you don't even know who you are, and you don't know, see, or feel your so-called limitations, then what is out of the box? What innovation is that going to be for you when you don't even know where you're actually beginning from? And then finally, There's the subjective and blind spots that come from our prejudices and our biases and our self-interest and, above all, our self-image. So it's not just a simple matter, and therefore it's definitely not obvious. This has all become a strong argument for why you need to step out of your box, your sphere, or whatever you want to call it. Basically, it's your comfort zone. So it's why nonconformity and true pioneering ideas don't happen every second. Because not everyone is capable of doing this. You know, what Einstein came up with was a once in history. It was a one-time event. And yes, there's been innovation since then based on his work, but most physicists, they say that there hasn't been anything comparable to the new revolutions that he created and set in motion. So is there a secret to this that he took to the grave? Or is there a formula that is still hidden in his notebook? You know, Einstein didn't really think up his equations in a vacuum. He networked, he discussed, he argued ideas and variations with other scientists. He would even step out of his comfort zone to seek new perspectives, new innovations. And innovation means thinking differently about whatever subject. And if you have a difficult time with this, well, then you need to seek out some help. If you can't think past where you're at, then you're going to need some help. Okay, so developing a creative mind means allowing yourself to relax and to think outside that box, outside your comfort zone. You can become more creative by setting aside time to brainstorm ideas, breaking up your routine and seeking inspiration from people and places around you. Travel and meditation and positive thinking can also do wonders. Okay, think of all of these places and peoples and these ideas as those colors on your palette. Okay, now we're going to start to merge them together to create new colors. So let's talk about the 6 ways to develop a mind that is creative. To be creative, your mind should be at ease and free from all distractions around you. Once every day, stress and worries have left your mind, you'll be able to imagine and think of new ideas. So schedule quiet, uninterrupted time to relax and let your mind wander. Schedule this time on a day off from work or during a part of the day when you have no commitments. Avoid scheduling this time right before an important deadline or an appointment because that can distract you. And in short, set aside time for your brain to think creatively, away from the chaos of everyday routine. And then next, designate a creative space with preferably natural light, because artificial light can cause a drop in cortisol levels, leading to kind of a tiredness or a sleepiness and reduce your productivity. And natural light, on the other hand, can make you far, far more alert. Choose a spot in your home or your office for your creative thinking time that has windows and provides ample natural light during the day. A balcony, an outdoor patio, or quiet garden. Oh, my favorite. They're all excellent options for that creative space. If you live in a small house, choose a spot in a nearby park. The idea is to expose yourself to that more natural light. In other words, when you're looking for your creative space, be creative. So the next is time your creative sessions in the morning or the early afternoon to make the most of that daylight hours. Now, many times in an hour, or how many times in an hour do you peep at your phone, or the phone goes off, or you have an alert, or the phone rings, or whatever the case. The truth is that we cannot live without our mobile devices and the internet, but they bring in a lot of distractions. Remove all your digital distractions to improve your focus. One of the most difficult parts of the creative process is finding the discipline to follow through with ideas. So remove hindrances by eliminating those electronic distractions while you allow your brain to think creatively. Turn off the phone, turn off the Wi-Fi connection, turn off the television, turn off the radio, and immerse yourself in the project at hand. And now, so now that you've chosen, your right spot and removed all your distractions, it's time to brainstorm some ideas. So to start with, you're going to want to choose a specific issue, a recent problem or a goal or a project that you want to achieve in your brainstorming. So you're going to brainstorm for about, sitting down comfortably for, probably 45 to 60 minutes, really no longer than that. You're going to be there with a notepad, pen and paper. You're looking to write these things down. You're not going to be typing them into a computer. That's taken away, again, more distractions. You're setting yourself up and such. So just a notepad, let's just go old fashioned and such. Then you can work through that and then transfer that to whatever device you want. So for instance, if you're planning to start a new business, describe the business in 200 to 300 words. And why do you really want to do this business? How will it help people? Will your business solve an existing problem? What are the pros and cons of starting a business? How will you arrange funds? What's your backup plan if the business fails? And there's nothing wrong with that. It'll not only help you visualize your entire business plan, but also make you aware of the challenges that you are likely to face when you actually start the business. You're stepping into it better prepared. And when you brainstorm ideas, and you get away from all those distractions, you get more clarity. Everything will just kind of start to dial in much, much, much better. And you'll see things from different angles. So the other thing is that, following a fixed routine day in and day out is really, don't tell anybody, is really one of the biggest enemies of creativity. Why? Well, because routine removes the need to think out of the box and keeps you away from new ideas. It enables the comfort zone. But when you change your daily routine, it helps you expand your thought process. It keeps you always on your toes and opens your mind creatively. Now, I'm not asking you to make major changes in your routine. You could do simple things like take a new route to work. Maybe you can find an interesting billboard that would spark, some new ideas. Change the arrangement of your work desk. Listen to different music and podcasts from what you generally do. These changes may sound small, but they keep your thought processes going in your brain at work. Creativity is contagious. So surround yourself with other creative people to get inspired from depending on your interests that you may get along with other entrepreneurs. So find somebody different. If you're a photographer that does photographs wildlife, hang out with some photographers that do people. If you're a writer that only writes mystery, hang out with a writer that only does science fiction. Something, just change things up a little bit. Okay, get different perspectives. Okay, so you can attend different types of events. You can take lessons or join groups where you will have the opportunity to meet such people, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. Motivational speeches can be a catalyst for your creative thinking process. Hearing about other people's experiences, creative efforts, and successes and failures, which can be a great push to develop a creative mind. Look online for TED Talks that pertain to your creative interests, or attend lectures or at a local seminars, whatever the case. Remember, you always gain something by watching, listening, and interacting with other like-minded people. Maybe the ideas they share won't apply to your situation 100%, but even if they make 5 to 10% of the difference, they're going to be worth it. And they're going to be worth it because as we embark on an expanded journey that delves beyond the surface of collaboration, transcending the mundane and venturing into this realm of an esoteric mindset, you're going to be infusing the profound wisdom of famous philosophers and business gurus. And then you can elevate your understanding of collaboration to new heights. Prepare to expand your consciousness and embrace a deeper perspective on the importance of collaborating to grow and expand your business and or your personal life and relationships. So, as a renowned philosopher, Aristotle once proclaimed, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Collaboration, with its intrinsic power to create synergy, embodies this timeless truth. It aligns with the philosophy of holistic thinking, which emphasizes the interconnectedness of all the elements within a system. By drawing inspiration from philosophers like Aristotle, we can come to recognize that collaboration is a cosmic dance where the harmonious convergence of diverse minds can birth innovation. I'm going to stress that again. Okay, the convergence of diverse minds. That means changing it up, finding different ideas. You know, if you're in one business, look at another business and see how they approach the business. Something totally different. Not if you're in the furniture business, don't go to another furniture business. Go to something different, something kind of really out there. And so, and just to look at it to see how it operates. As Peter Drucker put it, innovation is the specific instrument of entrepreneurship. Collaboration becomes the conduit through which entrepreneurship flourishes. As individuals merge their entrepreneurial spirits and creative energies, by weaving together the tapestry of different talents and perspectives, we transcend the limits of individual thinking and embark on a transformative journey of discovery. It knows no boundaries. It knows no barriers, as it has been instrumental in driving exceptional business results across thousands, millions of businesses and industries. One of my personal favorites is crowdfunding, which can be considered a form of collaboration, like kind of collaboration to the max. It brings together a community of individuals who collectively support a project or a cause or a venture by providing financial contributions and insights. Crowdfunding relies on the collective support of a community to bring an idea or project to fruition. It involves engaging a broad network of individuals who share an interest in the project and are willing to contribute financially to make it a reality. This collective support fosters a sense of collaboration and shared ownership as backers become actively involved in the success of the project. Crowdfunded projects have a clear mission or a purpose that resonates with a specific audience. Contributors are drawn to these projects because they share the goals and values of the campaign. By pooling their resources, not just money, by pooling their resources, they collaboratively work towards the realization of a common vision. In return, contributors often receive a tangible or intangible benefits, such as exclusive access to the product or project updates, further strengthening the collaborative nature of the endeavor. These type of collaborating platforms provide a space for project creators to engage with their backers and receive feedback. And this interaction, in turn, creates a collaborative dialogue, allowing creators to gather insights and refine their ideas and make improvements based on the input from the community. Now, mind you, this input's coming from total strangers. They just have a commonality. Backers, in turn, have the opportunity to actively participate in the development of a project and contribute to its success through their suggestions and feedback. That's the power of this. This type of co-creation, it can foster a sense of co-innovation between creators and backers and partners. And in many cases, they play an integral role in shaping the final product or service by providing input and ideas during the crowdfunding campaign. This collaborative process ensures that the end result aligns closely with the needs and the preferences of the target audience. And it does my favorite thing. It creates a win-win scenario for both creators and backers. Crowdfunded projects embody the spirit of collaboration. They bring together a community of individuals who collectively support and contribute. It's amazing. So it's kind of similar to open source software projects that have thrived on collaboration, enabling individuals and organizations to pool their expertise and resources to create remarkable products. One notable example is the collaborative development of the Linux operating system. Thousands of developers from around the world contributed their skills and their knowledge to create a powerful and versatile operating system that now powers a significant portion of the servers and devices that are worldwide. Across the globe, collaboration is when it goes out, I'm being speechless now. It's just like, oh my, it's such an amazing feeling when you have a project like this going. Collaboration across different industries has led to breakthrough innovations. The collaboration between automotive companies, Tesla and Panasonic, and two totally opposite companies and such, but yeah, Panasonic is the leading in electronics. And it resulted in the development of an advanced battery technology for the car industry. This collaboration brought together automotive expertise and cutting-edge battery technology, accelerating the adoption of electric vehicles and transforming the entire transportation industry. By pooling their resources, by pooling their expertise and perspectives, organizations can overcome challenges and unlock innovation and achieve remarkable outcomes that would have been difficult to achieve individually on their own in their comfort zone. Collaboration continues to be a catalyst for success in today's dynamic and interconnected business landscape. It enables organizations to push the boundaries, to drive the innovation and create that lasting value, which is what we're all looking for. You know, Socrates once imparted, an unexamined life is not worth living. Similarly, an unexamined problem is not worth solving. Collaboration serves as a crucible for the examination and resolution of complex problems. By engaging in the Socratic method of questioning assumptions and challenging prevailing notions, collaborative teams embark on relatively a philosophical quest for the truth and the understanding of what lies before them. René Descartes famously stated, "I think, therefore I am." In the context of collaboration, it becomes we think, therefore we excel. by synergistically combining the intellectual prowess of multiple minds, collective teams elevate their problem-solving capabilities to unprecedented levels. So by embracing these philosophies of Socrates and Descartes, organizations can navigate a labyrinth of landscapes of complex challenges and emerge victorious. It's amazing. The concept of this resonates deeply with the teachings of Lao Tzu, who stated the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Similarly, strong relationships are built upon that foundation of small, meaningful interactions. It becomes the catalyst that propels us forward in this journey of building profound connections and relationships. One of my favorite modern philosophers is Simon Sinek, where, he says customers will never love a company until the employees love it first. And this type of collaboration transcends the realm of transactional exchanges, evolving into a spiritual union between organizations and their stakeholders. By embracing that wisdom, business can cultivate the culture of collaboration, where love, empathy, and mutual respect thrive. With all of this, now imagine the drawbacks of not utilizing this in both business and your personal relationships. Because by understanding these potential pitfalls, you can fully grasp the significance of creating this type of atmosphere. Again, not just for your business, but for your entire life as well. Without this type of thinking, stagnation and a lack of innovation will ensue. Without collaboration, organizations and individuals risk falling into a state of stagnation. When ideas and perspectives are not shared or challenged, innovation suffers. The absence of collaborative efforts can lead to a lack of fresh ideas, limited creativity, and a resistance to change. And this hinders growth, it stifles progress, and ultimately puts businesses and individuals at an incredible disadvantage in this rapidly evolving world. My God, just watch a few TV commercials for a little bit, and you'll see the companies that are stagnating, that are struggling, that refuse to step outside their comfort zone. Oh no, do only what is safe. And what is safe means it's old and worn out and will just be run over. The absence of collaboration often results in siloed thinking, where individuals or departments become focused solely on their own interests and objectives. And this narrows the perspective and prevents a holistic understanding of the challenges and inhibits the ability to find comprehensive solutions. Siloed thinking can lead to missed opportunities, inefficiency, and a fragmented approach to solving the problems. Collaboration, my gosh, it allows for the pooling of resources, skills, and expertise. And without it, these synergies, they just go untapped, which results in wasted potential and inefficient resource allocations. Organizations and individuals may find themselves reinventing the wheel, duplicating efforts, or lacking the necessary capabilities to address complex problems of the world. And this failure to leverage collaborative networks and share resources will impede progress, especially in the long term. This type of thinking fosters a culture of learning and continuous improvement. Without it, organizations and individuals will struggle to keep up with evolving trends and technologies and best practices. The absence of collaborative relationships deprives individuals of opportunities for personal growth, for skill development, and expanding their networks. And this limited growth can lead to a stagnation of careers, missed professional opportunities, and a lack of adaptability in an ever-changing environment. You know, in personal relationships, the absence of collaborative thinking can strain bonds and lead to conflict. When communication is lacking and individuals fail to work together towards common goals, their family, their relationship, misunderstandings arise, trust is eroded, and relationships deteriorate. Collaboration is essential for building strong interpersonal connections, fostering understanding, and resolving conflicts amicably and quickly. You know, Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we can speak." You know, so collaboration requires active listening and a willingness to understand and empathize with others. It encourages authentic dialogue and fosters those deeper connections. By embodying his teachings, organizations can create an environment where every voice is heard and that collective wisdom thrives. Remember, a collective mind is one that is open to possibilities and not always about practical thoughts. It is a mind that is not afraid to investigate new ideas and try new creative hobbies. It's like having a mind without conventional boundaries. You know, and I just want to throw out that, if you're looking to expand your consciousness and connect with like-minded entrepreneurs, we've got the event for you. We really do. It's called the Virtual Roundtable, and it's where minds will converge in spiritual collaboration. And it's a Zoom meetup, kind of like a Zoom meetup, and it brings together purpose-driven leaders who want to develop meaningful relationships and collaborate beyond just business mastery. So we call it the Virtual Roundtable, or VRT, as we like to refer it. And it's a live interactive Zoom call. It's an experience unlike anything you've ever experienced. And as mentioned, it's a free gathering where there is no selling, there's no elevator pitches or awkward self-promotion battling. It's not a teaching session like we do here on these live streams and our master classes and our 5-day training events. You will learn and grow from this experience. It's an absolute yes, you're going to. But it will happen organically from the interactions that we facilitate. It will happen amongst the people who attend instead of just from the front of the room. During the VRTs, we will explore the common ground of difficulties and challenges associated with entrepreneurs like you who are driven by purpose and passion, and how others are navigating towards thriving and empowered success. You'll interact directly with them. We'll discuss the significance of leading with purpose, identifying and solving real business problems, and aligning personal values with your business vision. Because we feel far too often individuals tend to go it alone and stagnate their growth. What we found is from our years of experience that it's just not the case. We find that there are thousands of people like you that not only need support, but want to be part of the solution, while at the same time creating a purpose-driven community. The Virtual Roundtable does just that. You get to show up as yourself and build meaningful long-term relationships with others who are often going through or have already gone through similar things that you're going through. So if this resonates with you, you're in the right place. Now, these aren't free-for-all events, but there is no charge. It's not recorded, but you can ask questions and take notes. So if you would like to join us, drop a hashtag VRT in the comments, and we'll get the RSVP link out to you as soon as possible. And like those masters in the matrix, you can prepare yourself for successful collaborations by leading with purpose, finding out and locking into who and what your true authentic self is, and establish your purpose as the compass that guides you on your entrepreneurial path. When you lead with purpose, your business becomes this powerful vehicle that allows you and those you choose to bring with you to flow through life with ease, with joy, with abundance. So do the active work that you need to do so that you can clarify your why. And now you're going to dig deep and uncover your core values and the current mission that drives you, inspires others to join your cause, and build yourself a powerful team, or inspire others to find their own cause and follow their passions. And while doing all of this, you build authentic relationships that are the backbone of conscious collaborations. So in closing, I want to remind you to practice active and empathetic listening. Work at truly hearing and understanding those you interact with every day. Be vulnerable and transparent. You know, a teacher of ours once said, it's silly to hide from people who can't see you. It's even sillier to hide from those who do. So just show up and be you. So let's all work at supporting and building more collaborative world and lift each other up to a more elevated levels of success and go beyond business mastery. Okay, so that's our stream. I really appreciate y'all coming and listening for a little bit. I really value your comments. And again, if you're interested in the virtual roundtable, hashtag VRT in the comments. We review them. Facebook sends us, or YouTube sends us a little thing, says that you put those terms in, and then we can connect with you, send you an RSVP. That'll give you all the details. Like I said, there's no cost, there's no fees or anything like that, but there are scheduled dates for it all. And so until next time, we dare you. We absolutely dare you to be exceptional. And the only way to do that is to implement what you learn and learn from what you implement. Be well, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Yeah, so, I'm going to take this time here. I'm going to ask you to just play along here with us just for a little bit, okay? If possible, and if you're in a place where it's safe to do so, just close your eyes for a few moments and let us take you on an imagination where we transport you to a unique place. Let's say it's a sanctuary where minds converge in conscious collaboration. Imagine that. And we're all headed there together, even though it will be unique to each of us in this space. There's no room for the typical noise of selling, no elevator pitches, and certainly no awkward self-promotion that just turns people off. Okay? Instead, it's a space where authenticity reigns supreme, where pure relationship building and collaboration take center stage. So imagine joining in this space, feeling an immediate sense of warmth and camaraderie. You greet and you're greeted by purpose-driven entrepreneurs and thought leaders from diverse backgrounds all gathered with a shared intention to connect, to learn, to grow together. And the air just swells with the vibrant energy of possibility and the excitement of collective wisdom.
Okay, so keeping your eyes closed, continue to imagine that as you participate with the intention of service, you become part of engaging and deep conversations. Everyone is actively listening to one another with genuine interest. There are no ulterior motives or hidden agendas. Everyone is focused on understanding, empathizing, and learning from each other. It's a place where vulnerability is celebrated. For it's through vulnerability that true connection is forged. In this space, you are not just a name or a title. You are seen, you're heard, and valued for your unique perspective and contribution that goes beyond your business label. You feel a sense of belonging and empowerment, knowing that your voice matters and that your ideas have the potential to create positive change for those in the meeting with you. By you participating in this virtual environment, we are co-creating a sanctuary of conscious collaboration where the power of collective minds can be unleashed. It's a departure from the traditional business landscape where competition often has been valued and often overshadows collaboration. But here, we prioritize collaboration over competition, recognizing that by working together, we can achieve far more by working than working in isolation.
Yeah, and so we are imagining this transformative journey together. And in doing that, we can embrace a place where purpose-driven entrepreneurs and thought leaders converge, where authenticity and relationships are the currency, and where collaboration is the catalyst for remarkable achievements. Just imagine that. Now, go ahead and open your eyes, come back, and let's begin to build this reality together right here, right now. And before we go into that and go towards that, here's what others are saying about this type of collaborative environment and what their experiences are. Okay. All right, now that you've watched those, here are a few things you need to know to be ready for the virtual roundtable. First thing is that you need to be there right on time or early if possible, because we want to honor everyone's time and start into the experience right away. Because once we get going, there's such a flow of creative interactions and ideas that it's important that we actually head right into the breakout rooms about 5 minutes in, so we don't really waste a lot of time. So to prevent interruptions, we won't be letting anyone in late. And that's a strict rule, a strict boundary we're going to stick by.
Exactly. And second thing is that you need to be camera ready. This is not a sit behind a blank screen experience. There are no spectators. Have pen and paper ready. You have to have your camera on in order to really participate with your partners, in order to build those relationships and those collaborations. Think of this like the blending of a super powerful mastermind with the time and the efficiency of a speed dating service. So you can expect efficient use of your time and a variety of interactions with like-minded entrepreneurs in a no-pressure environment for a powerful bonding experience. So, for example, let's say you had individual meetings with, let's say, 20 people at 30 minutes each. Well, that would take you 10 hours. But instead, if you met those 20 people in 1 2-hour day, you're going to have a relationship and a bond with everyone in the virtual roundtable. So this is such a smart, efficient use of your time when you come to these events.
Absolutely. And the most important rule is that everything we do here is in a safe place.
Absolutely.
You can show up as your authentic self and know that you have a space where you can get real help. This also sets the tone so that you get amazing value from each event. You're going to leave with solid connections, absolutely. Now, let's face it, being an entrepreneur can sometimes be so isolating. Well, it's time for us to change that, right? And when you have a community like this, you're going to want to come back and interact with familiar and new members on a regular basis. So remember that imagining that we had you do a little earlier today in the video? Well, we are going to facilitate that kind of experience for those who show up. All right. Once again, thanks for being here and taking action. As we all know, that's the only way to get things done. Now, let's connect, get empowered, and create an impact. If you have any questions, you can DM either Ross or myself on Facebook, and we look forward to seeing you in our next virtual roundtable.
We'll see you
Thanks.
there. Thanks. Bye-bye.